Hey everybody, Uncle Rich here for Who's Telling the Truth. Today is January 13th, 2014, and our last show number 39, I promised, we had a lot of fun with the simple folk, and I promised that we were going to do the show on the smart folk, on the smart kids. And guys, in life, we get thrown curves and stuff happens. Stuff happens. And I tell you, I use different words, but you get the idea. Friday morning, I'm sitting home, minding my own business. I probably have Fox News on like I normally do, and I'm on my computer. And what happens? All of a sudden, I hear about this chemical spill. And, well, let me show you what happens when stuff happens. John?
Meet the Koch brothers, oil magnates with...
This morning, West Virginia faces an environmental catastrophe. A chemical spill in Charleston's Elk River threatens the water supply in 9 counties. President Obama signed a federal disaster declaration today. Hundreds of thousands of people can't take a bath, brush their teeth, or drink tap water this morning. Bottled water is in short supply. Schools and restaurants are closed. 5 people were treated for exposure to the chemical.
Okay, we're going to take a mulligan on that one. But guys, you see what we go through here. I get the clips off of YouTube, and I was just flabbergasted by what happened in West Virginia. And I'm saying to myself, how is this possible? How is it possible that 300,000 people can be without water? And I mean to the point where the only thing that you can use water for is to flush toilets and put out fires. You can't get it on your skin, you can't drink it, you can't do anything with it. And I don't want to get vicious, but West Virginia is coal country. Coal country is a fossil fuel. I think you guys all know how I feel about fossil fuels. This is one of the reasons why we have to get rid of fossil fuels. The chemical that they leaked in West Virginia, and I'm going to try to get this right, the chemical was MCHM. And there's a 4 in there. Guys, it doesn't matter. It's like all speaking French. I don't care what the numbers are. The important thing is, it shouldn't be anywhere near our drinking water. And these guys took the abuse of power. From what I understand, these tanks haven't been inspected since 1991. I mean, this was an accident waiting to happen. It did happen. And I said to my buddy Joe, this is Uncle Joe up in New York. I said to him, Joe, I raised the question. Oh, he let me back on his website. He kicked me off again, but he let me back. And I said, Joe, I'm willing to bet that the Koch brothers are behind this, or that they have something to do with it. I'm willing to bet. And right away on the email, Rich, you're crazy. You're one of these conspiracy guys. These Koch brothers are terrific. They give people time. Hey, by the time we get done with tonight's show, whenever somebody mentions the Koch brothers, you're going to spit on the ground. And I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. And they deserve what they get. And the reason why they deserve what they get is because they insist on putting profits before people. And this is one thing that Joe can't understand. He thinks, he thinks about freedom, and then the Koch brothers, and we're going to show you in all the clips tonight, they're always talking about Guess what the name of the company is that spilt the chemicals? Freedom Industries. Unbelievable. Just like the Americans for Prosperity, the Heritage Foundation, Cato Institute, all the think tanks that the Koch brothers have invested in so that they can convince the simple folk that burning fossil fuels is good. And I hate to get vicious and I hate to be mean, but it's time to do some bada binging, especially when you have 300,000 people that can't take a shower. Could you imagine? Grant, look, let's pretend this is the water. You know, you're gonna take a shower, you can't breathe, you can't do nothing with it. And you're gonna take bottles of water and take a shower with this stuff? Can you imagine that? Remember the bear we had on all the shows? We gave him some water from West Virginia. Look what happened to him. Poor buddy, he'll never be the same. So tonight's show, guys, is number 40, and this is the only thing I can think of. Because it gets to the point where you say, you gotta be kidding me. How is this happening? Now, just to show you that this is no concocted BS story or nothing, we're gonna show you how the different news industries handled the situation. And we're even gonna surprise you because Fox News even covered the story. I know, I get back up. Fox News did cover it. They had a little remarks at the end, we'll get to that. But, you know, tonight it's all gonna be on West Virginia. And it's all gonna be on how we have to make changes. It's that simple. So we're gonna show you the clips from ABC. We already showed you CBS. We're gonna show you CNN. We're gonna show you Fox. And then we're gonna show you how Koch it's the evil thing, not the real thing, the evil thing. And then we're gonna let the Young Turks explain, you know, how Cenk Younger, how, you know, when you see this, you're really, I'm telling you, you're not gonna be a happy camper by the end of this show. You are not gonna be happy. And then we're gonna have Lawrence Lessig, who is a Royal Foreman Professor of Law and Leadership at Harvard. That's right, Harvard University. And he's gonna explain the business plan and the way the Koch brothers do business. And once you see, they have one thing and one thing only, profit. That's all they care about. And the thing you're gonna see, you know, when they don't have to pay to clean anything up and they don't have to pay to put carbon in the air, it puts more money in their pocket, and that's all they care about. They don't care about you, me, or anybody else. They care about money. You're gonna find out tonight. And then, you know, we're gonna show you some clips from the Koch brothers Exposed movie, and then we're gonna show you what a coctopus is. These guys got their tentacles and everything. They got it in everything. And also they're climate deniers, so we're gonna give them the bada bing in the climate denial department. So John, let's start off with some real news. We're gonna start off with a clip from ABC, and hopefully this is number 2, and I didn't make any mistakes, so let's run this one and see what happens.
You're watching America This Morning, America's #1 early morning news.
Good Friday morning, everyone. I'm Mohammed Leela. John Mueller is off today.
And I'm Marcy Gonzalez, in for Diana Perez. We begin with breaking news in West Virginia. A chemical spill contaminated the water supply to more than 100,000 customers. That includes homes, businesses, even hospitals.
People are unable to use water for anything. That means no showering, no shaving, no morning coffee, and no idea just how much longer it'll take. The problem began here in a storage tank full of chemicals used to process coal. It leaked into the Elk River, supplying water to the entire region. At first, the water company thought the treatment plant could filter it out, but then learned it hadn't.
It's clear that it's migrated through the treatment plant into the distribution system and that it's at the customer's taps.
The chemical is not considered to be toxic, but officials aren't sure how much of it is in the pipeline. So they issued a warning, do not use the water at all. Within hours, 9 counties were included in the advisory. EMS centers were flooded with calls.
It may change for the good, it may change for the bad, but we're trying to get the information out in a timely manner and not to alarm the people.
But the rush for water was immediate. After that sold out, so did juice, soft drinks, anything liquid, leaving customers scrambling for ice.
I have one neighbor with small children who can't get out and an elderly couple across the street that I'm buying for.
FEMA and the West Virginia National Guard are working to set up emergency water distribution centers. Many schools, restaurants, and health facilities will be closed today, and we will stay on top of this developing story.
Guys, that was from ABC. And did you notice the guy looked like he was a Muslim? And the girl, I think, was Spanish. What the hell's going on with American TV? Hey, we're finally starting to wake up. But now we're gonna move on to how CNN handled the situation. So, John, let's roll the clips from CNN.
I'm Don Lemon in for Aaron Burnett. We're going to begin with breaking news tonight. A state of emergency in West Virginia and people there getting more desperate by the minute. Imagine at this dinner hour, not being able to drink your water, to take a bath, or even wash a dish. That is the situation right now for 300,000 people. Their water supply has been potentially poisoned by a dangerous chemical. And there is no water to drink. It is all sold out. Grocery store shelves empty. People are forced to melt ice for water. Restaurants, schools, closed. Sounds like the end of days. And tonight, the company that may be responsible for the chemical spill, Freedom Industries, has been issued a cease operations order. In a tense press conference, the president of the company didn't offer many answers, even walking away from reporters abruptly at one point.
It has been an extremely long day. I'm having a hard trouble talking at the moment. I would appreciate it if we could wrap this thing up. I will.
We actually have a lot of questions, and it's been a long day for a lot of people who don't have water. Are there no systems in place to alert you of a leak at your facility other than a smell?
At this moment in time, I think that's all we have time for. So thanks for coming. Thanks for.
We have more questions. Hey. No, we're not done.
Our senior medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen is in Charleston right now. Elizabeth, a dramatic press conference, the company clearly under some stress right now. What a mess.
Oh, indeed, Don, it is a mess. And I was just talking with the governor of West Virginia, and he said, look, this company is not being cooperative. First of all, when you have a spill, the company is supposed to call a telephone number, a spill line. They never called that spill line. Then the state went to them and said, come on, guys, let's cooperate here. And the governor said they were not cooperative. He said they kind of had to be convinced to work with the state and make this, try to make this situation better. So you have an uncooperative company and hundreds of thousands of West Virginians without water.
Yeah, and I said, imagine at this dinner hour, 7 o'clock here in the East, you can't take a bath, you can't wash a dish, people are cooking dinner. You can't do that without water. And the health problems on top of that. What sort of health problems, Elizabeth, could this chemical cause?
Right. We've been told that about 5 people have been admitted to the hospital with relatively minor problems, nausea, vomiting. So far we haven't seen a lot of people getting sick, thank goodness. Now, this chemical, Don, if you swallow it, it's hazardous. If you touch it, it can be an irritant to your skin or to the eyes. However, people are not being exposed to it at full force. Of course, it's been very, very diluted because it's gone through the water system. So again, so far, no real major health problems. But of course, it's worrisome that people might have been exposed to this.
Elizabeth Cohen, our senior medical correspondent, will be.
Guys, did you hear what she said? This is worrisome. This isn't worrisome. This is sickening. How something like this can happen. I mean, when I